So, hello, ladies and gentlemen, to an amazing audience. Thank you for staying tuned. And we are so sorry for being late today. I could see that a lot of people were already waiting and being getting excited for today's section. So, I apologize for coming in late. So thank you so much for staying tuned and then thank you for being here today. So for the seminars, thank you for always coming through. If I can see some new faces, so if this is your first time, your second time, or you've been with us right from the onset, thank you for staying tuned and thank you for being here today. So if this is your first time, I would like to know as well. Let me welcome you in a very special way. Thank you so much. So for the seminars, for the series, how has it been from you for you? I hope you've been able to take in so much, digesting and then being able to implement everything being taught so far. Yes, wow, good to see you, Clinton. Thank you for joining. And then I hope we are fully prepared to learn so much from today's session. So without wasting much of our time, our guest is here with us, and he is a general operation director at Lakeside Entertainment. He honed his skills during his university days, where he studied music and further developed his craft through both formal education and collaborations with local musicians. Over the years, he has performed alongside some of the Nigerian's top artists, and his versatile playing style has earned him a reputation for blending traditional African rhymes with contemporary jazz and world music influences. He will be talking to us for 35 minutes. He will be talking to us for 35 minutes, and the next 10 minutes will be for question and answer. So while the session is going on and you have any question, you can drop them in the chat, and I'm so sure our speaker will do justice to that. So join me as I welcome Olugbemileke Obasan, popularly called Laykay Sax. Thank you so much for being here. Over to you, sir.
Good evening, everyone. Depending on where you're listening to me from, so I'm going to be checking the comment section so that I'll be able to see if there will be a few people that will make me say a few things. But I'll also say, so my name is Oluwagbemileke because I think they also had a little challenge pronouncing my name. Well, I would like to ask, by chance, for the people listening, is there anybody here that is a musician and instrumentalist so that I can let that tailor how my conversations will go? So, if by chance you're a musician, please just let me know. Okay, your first time here, Emmanuel. Who else? Okay, so either ways, let me kickstart. So, I will start by saying I feel that musicians are the most hardworking set of people. Sadly, we're also the laziest set of people. Oh, a musician and a rapper. Oh, nice, nice. Okay, so the fact that you already told me that is going to give me perspective as to how I would take the things I would say. That's why it's also very important that I can be able to hear feedbacks from us. So I would like to say I feel that musicians are the most hardworking set of people, but also the laziest set of people, and I'll tell you why. We spend so much time trying to, if you can hear me well, let me know too. We spend so much time trying to be the best at our crafts, but we spend very little time in trying to make money with our craft. I hope you understand what I mean. So what I mean by this is that I'm saying this from the stand view of instrumentalists. Now I'll come to singers. A lot of times what we do is we spend so much time. Okay, good, thank you. So we spend so much time. We can tend to rehearse for the people that are for the people that are what they call it, for people that are rappers, singers who spend so much time understanding how. Oh, you can't hear me properly. What about now? Let me increase the volume of this. Okay, so for the people that are singers and rappers, we spend so much time learning how to what's the right word to put, how to learn your yards, your bars, how to. My volume is low. Okay, uh, here's my volume. Yeah. The first one. The second. Big knob. Okay. What about now? Is it better now? You can hear me well now. Okay. Okay, now, so we spend so much time trying to be so fantastic at what we do, but we forget to spend time on how to make money with these things. Now, I need to let you understand before we move to the future of live music. Let me put some basics to it, and I'm going to tell you a very short story. And my short story is going to start from COVID. Now, during COVID, or let me say before COVID, we were all okay. Good, thank you. The only thing we were doing before COVID was people call us for events. We go for the events, and we go back home. That is for instrumentalists. Yeah, we go for events and we go back to our house, and that's it. But during COVID, we could not gather. People couldn't do anything by force. When I say by force, I had to learn. By force, I had to learn how to. Oh, okay. Oh, sorry. I'm just saying. So by force, I had to start learning a bunch of things. I remember there's a friend of mine. His name is Azu. We will sit down together. We sat down on YouTube for a very long time trying to understand how we could stream by ourselves and don't forget that before then we weren't doing it, so it was so hard. Unlike now, if I have to stream, it's very easy for me. All I just have to do is do this setup, do this setup, do this setup. Right now I'm recording from the studio. Normally I have a setup in my house, but I don't know what happened. Sometimes today my inverter had some yesterday night my inverter had a problem, so I had to quickly come to the studio. So that's why we have not so amazing background, but whatever the case may be, it's fine. So now I would say, so that time myself and my friend, we sat down on YouTube. We were watching videos over and over and over, trying to learn how to stream. Now, all what we wanted to do then, we did not know about any platforms we could stream from that could bring money for us. We're just learning. So after a while, I organized a session. I said I was going to do. I can't remember. I think maybe I said something. All this request or so, and I was able to stream on YouTube and also stream on Instagram at the same time. You'll be shocked that in less than 2 weeks from that, someone reached out to me and said it was his 50th birthday, Mr. Amosu, Mr. Tokumbo Amosu. And he said it was his 50th birthday. I saw that you did something. Do you think you can do this for my birthday? And interestingly, from my house, I mean, from my living room, from my living room, I was paid not necessarily something close to about 1 million. I'm just intentionally mentioning uh, your voice is still low. Okay. So I was paid about close to 1 million for me to play at someone's birthday from my living room. I mean, from the comfort of my house. So all I just did then was, okay, I thought, okay, there were a few studios that were closer to me then. And I was like, okay, I could book a studio session, you get, and do all I had to do. And but after a while, I felt, do you think it's wise? What if another person calls you? Does that mean you have to go to the studio again? Please, if you can hear me better, let me know. Does that mean I have to go to the studio again? So what I did was everything that I found out. There were still movements in Ibadan because as at that point I was fully in Ibadan. So what I did was I went out all the things that they were telling us to buy on YouTube. I went out, started looking for them. Oh, good, thank you. I started looking out for them. When I got those things, we started testing. I created one YouTube page that nobody was following. We're using it to test. Okay, it's better. It's better now. It's better now. We rented a camera then. Then later on, I realized that I could use my phone. I realized that I could use my phone as my webcam. Yeah. So and long and short of the story, in about let's say 2 months into COVID, I started making some relatively good amount of money from streaming from my house. And it was me paying, it was me, no, that's not the right word. It was me, it was me attending to clients from my house. Now, after I did that birthday, that 50th birthday, someone else reached out to me, Miss Toby. She's an event planner. And she was like, oh, I saw what you did for so person. Can you do this event? And that was how it started. That's how we started. And we started doing a couple of events from my living room. Okay, yeah, I was talking about how I did not want to rent equipment, rent studio. What I did then was I just started making findings. Okay, what do I need to buy? I made a particular portion of my house um, nice enough, and we had the session, and it was fantastic. So now, what's the future of? Let me see. Now, what's the future of live music? That's what our title is. Let me read out the precise title for us. Um, the future of live music, virtual performances, and digital networking. Now, it will shock you now that we have we have a wider prospect of making more money aside we just earning in naira, which is our local currency here in Nigeria. Um, Across the world, there are different platforms you could just log into, and you'll be able to there are different platforms you could log into that, and after you do that, you will be able to. I think I need to move this my microphone up a little bit. I'm slouching. Is that the right word to say? Yeah. I think I'm better now. It's better now. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I've forgotten the. I've forgotten what I was saying. Sorry, that happens to me a lot because I just put what I did was I just noted a few points and I'm saying every other thing from my head because I'm talking to you practically from experience. It's not like I'm just saying, oh, this and this and this and that. Everything I'm telling you is there are things that happened to me myself. Now, what's the future? Let me start by outlining a few points that I've. Yeah, okay. Now, do we know that there are music festivals across the world that you can attend without having to, and you can put in for those festivals without having to leave the comfort of your home. All you have to do is okay, yeah. So another thing I should say is streaming. Let me write that right away. The initial one I said isn't streaming, so to say, it was me making money online from live events. Yeah. Um, Now, for one of the things that will happen in the future for us is you will record a song. You will record a song and upload to streaming platforms. Um, I realized that a lot of it, because for me to have been researching about it greatly, I realized that a lot of musicians do not know these things. And when I say musicians, it includes the singers. Or what you just do many times, you just pay for DistroKid and just put it there and just let it go. Please, I'd like to know. So I've seen a rapper here. What else do we have? Then also, I should also put in perspective. So my name is Laykay. I'm a saxophone player. I've been playing saxophone for 23 years. Sorry, because I don't do too much of speaking, so to say. Most of the speakings that I've done, they are usually curated. When I mean curated, I mean I'll have sat down, written a script for it, but this is coming from my head. And even though I'm not seeing you guys one on one, it feels like I'm speaking to like 1,000 people. So I'm, I'm, I'm slightly nervous, slightly. But please, if you think that you are learning from what I'm saying, please just let me know that I'm not by myself. So I'm sure that Clinton is with us. Clinton still dropped a message some minutes ago. Now let me go back. So rise of music festivals, yeah, rise of music festivals. Do you know that Nigeria has seen a surge in music festivals like Afrochella, Giddy Fest, Lagos Music Festival, which attracts local and foreign international artists. Now, how do you? Okay, thank you, Faith Alfred. Now, how do you enter for things like this? Number one, it is very, very important that you create a portfolio for yourself. Your portfolio, thank you. Your portfolio generally, Tismat, thank you. Your portfolio generally is your events. And the good part for musicians, for people like us, is your portfolio is what people pay you for. Like, for example, when you have an event, thank you, Mr. Abraham. When you have an event, somebody pays you to come and play at an event. All you have to do is ensure that you invest in proper cameras to record your videos. When your videos are properly recorded, let a proper media team edit them for you. Thank you. Let your Mr. Debayo, thank you. Let your music team prepare something reasonable for you. I mean, edit it properly and post it. You'll be shocked that you're creating a portfolio little by little. Now, there's one other thing I should also mention before we move to the ultimate global scale. Now, which are some of the things that I did back then. Now, for Okay, so thank you, Mr. Clinton. So depending on the stage that you're in, because you also have to understand that life is in phases. For whoever it is, whatever stage that you are in right now, there's a stage for you to get to a point where they will trust you on an international level, but you have to take it step by step. Now, I will explain briefly how I started back then. Yeah, it's mentioned I've been playing the saxophone for 23 years, and I remember that I sat down, asked a few people, I was like, do you think this can work in the country? No, imagine what it feels like to be asking people in 2022. Okay, it wasn't 2022 I was asking. That was when I started learning. But around 2000 and I said 2022, 2002. But around 2009, 2010, when I had finished my service or when I was serving, I started calling a few people that were my senior colleagues in Lagos, senior colleagues in business. You get not necessarily musicians. I was like, okay, do you think it can work for me to try to do saxophone full time? And I'm saying people that they were business people, they were doing well, and nobody saw sense in what I was saying. But I don't know where, I don't know where I had that confidence from. I just felt like I can make money from this thing. You get, I just felt so. So I just kept pushing. And right back then, when I moved back to the West in 2014, I remember that I sat down, I wrote out a list. I still have those books till today. I wrote out a list. I was like, okay, how do you want to make money? Where are you right now? And what do I mean by where are you right now? I mean, some people, okay, so they are for clientels and for vendors. I'll call you. So from this moment, I most likely will be calling musicians, instrumentalists, singers, rappers, vendors. Because the truth is, so the people paying you, you're a vendor until you probably become the likes of them, Davido and Burna Boy, that they will put they'll put so much value to your name. You get what I mean? But you're a vendor. Even Burna Boy is a vendor. Whatever the case may be, you're a vendor. And I'll classify vendors as class A vendors, class B vendors, class C vendors, and clients. I'll classify them as class A clients, class B clients, and class C clients. Now, what do I mean? The class A clients, they are the Odogu clients. Now, I'm still talking Nigeria now. I'm not talking global yet, but I'm trying to build a foundation for it. Please, back end team, please remind me when I'm about maybe 5 minutes or 10 minutes to go, so that I don't, so I can end this session properly. Now, um, okay, I've spoken for 18 minutes. That's interesting. Okay, okay. So I don't think I'm doing badly. So initially, I felt like, initially, I felt like, Jesus, 35 minutes. How do I want to do it? But if I've done 18 minutes already, I think I'm not doing badly. So I have about 25, 26 minutes to go. No, I have about 15 minutes to go. So I think I'm not doing badly. So I'll try to move a little faster. Now, I remember that then um, I had what I did was it was very hard for me to break even into the industry. So what I did was I tried to offer a solution. Now this can work both ways. It can work for this can work both ways. It can work for the international clientele. It can work for the local clientele. Now, what do I mean by that? The international clientele look for the problems and challenges that you think are in that industry. I mean, internationally, look for ways to profile solution to them. When you're able to provide that solution, you will get, okay, so now let me tell you this story. This story will tell you, will explain to you how I'm trying to say what I want to say. Now, I remember that back then, what I did was, sorry, what I did then was I wrote out, I was writing I was writing um, solutions for people that wanted to get married in Nigeria. I mean, people that were not in the diaspora. They were coming to get married in Nigeria. So I was telling them how they can pick their life band in Nigeria, how you can do this. So I was targeting them for free. I was posting those things. I did not have any platform to help me share them. Then after I'd shared for about a month, and I reached out precisely, I reached out to Nigerian weddings, and there was one wedding blog then. I reached out to Bella Niger Weddings. I reached out to one other, our wedding.com or underscore ng. I can't remember. I was sending them, but they weren't replying. Then one day, I just went to Twitter and I tagged because then Nigerian Wedding and Bella Niger Wedding were the biggest platform. So I was sending them mails. They weren't replying. They weren't replying. So one day, I just went to Twitter. I realized that they didn't have so much following on Twitter, and they made it. Okay, I now shared that post to their comment, and they made a comment with clap, and I immediately sent them a DM on Twitter. I was like, oh, I sent you messages on Instagram. You had not replied. She was like, oh, I didn't know. But thank you so much for this that you have shared with me. It's so fantastic. We will share now. I used that to open the conversation and told her I was going to send a message on Instagram immediately. I did send her that message on Instagram immediately. Now, that was a life changing point for me. Now, the essence of this is we have to look for ways to provide solutions to enter the international markets and to enter and to stay in the local market too. Now, the last part I'm going to talk about, once it's 5 minutes to go, is how we'll go into the international market. But for now, for you to gain that appeal and for you to gain a level of, to gain a standpoint of authority, you need to have a relative. You need to have um, your CV, and your CV are the kind of events you have played at. For example, if you want to appeal to, if you want to play for people in the diaspora that are Nigerians, there is an approach. If you want to play for proper, yeah, thank you, Mr. Michael. If you want to play for proper, if you want to play for proper whites, there are things you can do. Now, I realize that a lot of Nigerians we do something. We tend to want to sound exactly like the Oyinbo people. Sorry for using that word, yeah. But the truth is, I realized that the only way around it is if you try to take their songs and Africanize it a little bit. You get what I mean? Africanize it a little bit. You will be able to catch their attention. Now, there's something I'm doing on YouTube. I just started that this year. I've been recording covers. Last year, when I started it, all I was doing last year was I was recording from my house. But this year, I decided, you know what? Every cover I'm going to do this year, I'm going to properly mix and master it. And I'll keep sharing. Then I sat down, started checking people that have been doing what I want to achieve online. I'm looking at Nigerians doing it. I'm looking at people that are white people, black Americans that are doing what I want to do. I'm looking at their success rates. I'm looking at the songs that are doing very well. What kind of topics, what kind of captions are they using? How are they doing their thumbnails? So I'm gradually trying to this English is not coming. I'm gradually trying to build my portfolio such that it will attract those kind of people. Now, note that there are other platforms like Fiverr, though you would not precisely get exact gigs from there that are music based, but there's some websites to go, there's some apps to download that they are specifically for musicians to get jobs. Now, let me read out this point. So, Rise of Music Festivals, because I can see I'm already on 23 minutes. Rise of Music Festivals, increased demand for local content. I think I mentioned this from my head earlier. Nigerians are increasingly proud of their cultural heritage, leading to a growing demand for live music performances showcasing local talent. Another thing we also need to understand that most people that are in diaspora, they are in, is this the right word? They are in deficit of proper entertainment. And there's also a very open gap for entertainment for them at the time that they are fortunately able to rest or enjoy themselves. That's why during COVID, I can say categorically that somebody like Lao Lugbenjo, who is a gospel musician, got very popular during COVID because he was able to hold that session, that time very well. When he started with a very good friend of mine, BJ Sax. Do live performances, rap in particular, really sell? Now, this is your question, yeah? Yes, rap sells, but you have to be able to identify your audience. Now, I'll use myself as an example. When I started as a saxophone player back then, I was a very big fan of classical jazz. Now, I really didn't play classical jazz, but what I did was I was like, okay, in the economical standpoint of music, how many fans of classical jazz do we have, and what is their buying power? Do you get? Do live performances rap? Okay, yeah. Okay, so and what is their buying power? Now, if we have 1 million people that will listen to, um, that will listen to, let's say, I'm trying to look for. I don't want to use. Okay, that will listen to gospel alujo, and because for those people they really don't care, they really don't understand. Because we need to also understand that the consumers really do not. I believe via streaming with the hope that they have good. Yes, definitely. Okay, thank you. I believe via streaming with the hope that they are good fan base. Now, with the fan base thing, please. I think we should keep giving comments. The comments will help me put things into perspective little by little. Now, I'll come to Mr. Clinton. Once I'm done with Mr. Clinton, I'll come to T Smart because something came to my head as I saw what T Smart wrote. Now, do live performances sell? Live performances sells a lot. Freestyle. Yes, freestyle sells because there was a particular guy. Sadly, I can't remember his name right now. The guy is so I don't know the right word to use. I don't want to use a word that is wrong. But this particular guy, I saw his page maybe about 3 weeks ago. I am not kidding you. The guy was fantastic. If he understands the business of music, he will make a lot of money. The challenge that we all have is that we all have, including myself. I'm just coming out of that whatever I'm going to call it. The challenge that we all have is we're just talented. We are so lazy to learn how to make money from the work that we do. And when I say lazy, musicians are not lazy. Musicians are always rehearsing, but I don't know what happened. We forget to learn how to market. We forget how to negotiate with clients. We forget to. We just. I remember somebody paid me 350K about 8 or 9 years ago. I gave this money in church. Now, if you tell me that your budget is 350K, I'll just say this one is not serious. This one is not ready. Now, let me come back to life performance rap. So, like I said, I usually like to look at the economic standpoint of things when I'm doing them. So, yes, rap sells, but what is the percentage of people that are fans of rap and what is their buying power? Except if you are able to build a proper community. When you build a community, for example, this guy, what's his name? Da Green. Da Green was a rapper, he was a Yoruba rapper, and Da Green had so many fans. I'm one of them. And I know a lot of people that are not Yoruba, people that are not Yoruba, that love Da Green, that love Da Green songs, and they still make attempts at saying the words I said, even though everything he was saying was Yoruba. Now, to T Smart, please, Mr. Clinton, if I've answered you, let me know. T Smart, I believe are streaming with the hope that they have good fan base. Now we need to say this here. Um, in the work that we do for every musician, it is very important that you're able to build a fan base and you're also able to collaborate. Now, I started doing covers consistently last year, I think around September 1 to be precise. And I did a collaboration, and my first collaboration was with BJ Sax. BJ Sax is presently, in my opinion, and the opinion of a bunch of people, is presently the number one saxophone player in this country, and if possible in Africa. And I had a collaboration with him. And as at the time I had that collaboration, I had just about 75 subscribers on YouTube. And do you know that I flew from 75 subscribers to 219 subscribers? You get so um, building a fan base. As I've had that collaboration with BJ, there'll be somebody that'll be like, "Oh, and this guy is not bad. This guy is not doing good." They'll check other videos and I'll be like, "Oh no, I think I like this guy." So we have to gradually build our fan base, one today, one tomorrow, one today, till we're able to till it gets to 1,000. And many times, please, whatever you do, look for ways to ensure that you don't lose your fan base. Ensure that there's a way you are able to get their contacts. Maybe you create a WhatsApp group or you create a Telegram group, and you give them something that makes them feel attached to you. They will be your marketers over time. What's the next one? Okay, I think I've answered that. T Smart, have I answered you properly, or have I expatiated? Okay, you're welcome. Mr. Emmanuel, the freestyle style. Yes, I think I mentioned that already. Freestyle styles. But most importantly, please do not forget. So, talking about freestyles, because I have very short time. So, let me quickly explain. Guys, it is very important that we are able to. I'll come back to freestyles, but this is very important. If you do freestyles, there was a video I saw 2 days ago about from this guy. What's his name? Mastercraft. And what Mastercraft did was he was just playing in the studio. They were freestyling, and he posted the video. Once he posted the video, you'll be shocked that people started saying, "Please, will you post this? Will you post this on on Spotify? Will you do this? Will you do that? And you'll be shocked that a lot of people, he has uploaded this stuff on Spotify, and a lot of people have started streaming. Now, it's very important that you register for ASCAN, you register for BMI. Now, that takes a chunk of your money. Where I'm right now, you can be very popular, but with no money. Yeah, I'll come there. I'll come there. Okay. So a lot of people are releasing songs on Spotify, releasing songs here and there, and you're making absolutely nothing from it, including myself. But for me, I'm making calculated efforts to ensure that I make money from them. So it's a gradual process. Yes, freestyle sells. If you can upload your freestyles and they are good enough, I can assure you that in a matter of time, just ensure that you're marketing and pushing it properly. Look for ways, look for short ways to push your song here. Look for short ways to push your song there. What's the place of instrumentalists in the place of music industry referring to global earnings? Now, let me first reread this question, then explain, say it in a way that I think I understand, and you let me. You That's from Tismat. You let me know if you think I'm right. What's the place of instrumentalist in the place of music industry, referring to global earnings? Now, we are a little bit at the back in this in Nigeria. Now, standardly, when artists are registering their songs on publishing platforms, on streaming platforms, um, you can continue. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Um, what's the place of? Okay, I'll come. Yeah. Okay. That's where I am right now. So, um, there's something called spreadsheets. On these spreadsheets, people they put it specifically there, and that's also on the master. They put it there specifically. That's why it's very important that you have a lawyer. You have we have different entertainment lawyers. Now, so when you work for a particular musician, that's why it's important that you are not hungry. Now, there's another thing I did. I moved into the wedding industry so that I do not become a prayer point in my family. Like, look at this guy. You just said you want to be playing saxophone. Are you now going to be the problem of our? Are we now going to be the one to be feeding you? Because that's what happens to most musicians. You, I have the feeling, yes, which pays more. Okay, so most people turn to prayer points because they are not earning. So the only what I did was I looked for a way to earn money with my saxophone, which is me playing at events. I was doing first time. Another thing I should say is that your work as a musician or as an entrepreneur, or as a business person, is to inspire desire in the art or in the mind of your prospective clients. Now, what do I mean by prospective inspire desire? As you're playing, the way they are seeing people reacting to your music, they should feel like, oh my God, this guy must be at my event. That is exactly what we are trying to achieve with our music. That's what we're trying to achieve with our music. Nothing more, nothing less. We have to be able. So when I'm talking to my media team when they're making videos, I always let them know that guys, please, as soon as you're recording, people already know when I post on my page that I'm the one playing. Please, whatever happens, ensure the moment anybody dances or somebody moves or shakes their head or moves their leg or does this to my music, go and record the person immediately. You need to understand the part of perspective selling in music. I have just about 4 minutes to go, so maybe I'm going to have to rush up to. Let me see how many minutes I have left. Till 5:45, so I have 2 minutes to go. So let me rush up. Um, what's the place of instrumentalists? Streaming spreadsheets. So that's why it's very important that you are so good that people need you to play for them, and you can specifically tell them that this is my payment for me to do a one time, and I also want to also on the spreadsheet. That's long term earning. Most times when they pay people for streams, I mean for streams for an artist, they pay you on after they have removed money for marketing. You get what I mean? So they share profits on what is remaining after they have done that. That is net. Where I am right now, you can be very popular but with no money. There's no light there. But because it's a business generally, and you're the CEO of your business, which is your music, please answer the question. Yes, I am. Please. Okay. Um, you have answered me. Where I'm right now, you can be very popular with no money. Yes, you can be very popular with no money. But it is very important that we are able to understand how to make money with our music. So you have to look at your clientele, look at the people that you're servicing. Now, for the person that is a rapper, who are the people that are your audience? Look for something that will catch them. What do you think? Now, there's this guy, I think Udumodu. Some people say he's not a rapper, some people say he's a rapper, this and that. But whatever the case may be, the guy is giving songs that people are loving and is making money from it. So you have to be able to look at what your clientele is, what your clientele. So if in Nigeria we have 200 million people, if only 2 million people like rap, you need to look for ways to increase your own. You need to look for ways to get at least 500k people or 1 million people out of that 2 million. Have you ever, okay, have you ever had a memorable or unexpected moment with an audience while playing live? that hap- yeah, that happens every time. No, don't let me say every time. That happens. But one thing that is also very important is audience reading. What I mean by audience reading is when I get to an event and I start playing and I realize that okay, it looks like people are not responding. And I realize that it looks like people are not responding. I try another type of song. So for example, let's say I'm at a wedding and no, let me say corporate events. And corporate events are more chilled. People usually don't dance, so to say. So what I do at events like that is I start with relatively slow songs. Now the type of people that are there, if you play a song like "Stuck on You," you get. I don't know how to sing. I'm a sax player. If you play a song like "Stuck on You," you play "Cool and the Gang," you play a couple of songs, and you see they're not responding. Some of the time, I try a few. I look at them. Okay, do you have younger people? Do you have older people? Okay, you know what? Older people usually like oldies, so I try some fast old songs. If it's not working, I try gospel songs. I try Niger hip hop. By the time you try a bunch of things, one of them will work. The moment you're able to enter them, you have entered. But that usually happens sometimes. But it is over time you have to grow into a point where um, it doesn't happen to you again. There's always a way around it. You're an entertainer. Our work, because that's what I'm paid for. My work mainly is to ensure that you dance. You must dance. If you don't dance whilst I'm playing, I will play. I will dance. As in, I will play. I will dance. I will entertain. So at the end of the day, you carry your audience in. There has to be something that will come. If I see that they are still not dancing, I will play. I'll do something that will make people feel like, oh, this guy is so good. So the moment you're able to start entering them little by little by little, so yes, I have the feeling it's unexplainable. I'm not sure I get that. Which pays more between playing in gospel line and hip hop line? This question. Okay. Mr. Clinton said good question. What question do you mean by good question? Now, no, okay, so this question here, let me talk from a businessman's point of view. This question is a very wide question. Now, we have the future of music. Okay, gospel has its audience, hip hop has its audience, and we also have some people that are not gospel, they are not secular. Number one example, Timi Dakolo. And Timi Dakolo is doing very well. You get, so my own point is whatever it is you decide to do, the moment you're able to properly sell what you want to do well to the right audience, you will make it. Now, I've talked about streaming. Moving forward, the future of music is going to be online. It will get to a point that people will just be lazy to just go out for an event. We all have to look for ways. So I want to challenge us tonight. We all have to look for ways to ensure that we can make money online. So please, tonight or probably immediately after this session, please go to Google or go to YouTube preferably, or you can go to your Meta AI. How can I make music money online as a rapper, as a musician, as an instrumentalist, as that? Look at the responses YouTube gives you, watch the videos, states, write out the points that you think are cogent for you, are important for you. Start working with it little by little, little by little. If you're going to record the song, record the song. And like I said earlier, your performances is or are your CV. Permit that English. Your performances or your performance is your CV. That's what you will use to get jobs online. I think I've answered everything. Let me be sure. Okay, I think I have. So what I would say now is I hope that I've been able to adequately talk about the topic. I hope I've been able to probably encourage someone probably have been able to make someone feel like, yes, I need to do more, um, please let me see your responses. But I think so far I've been able, in 41 minutes, I've been able to do something. So please let me know how you felt about the session. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Emmanuel.
So thank you so much, Laykay
Thank you very much.
Sax. Thank you for your time, and thank you for sharing those experiences with us. From the experience and then to things were able to do and things you are still doing at the moment. It's actually take a lot, sharing from the beginning and to where you are at this moment. And I'm so sure our audience really enjoyed the section. I could see the questions coming in here and there. So thank you so much,
Yeah,
sir, for that time. From here, although I had questions, but I won't be able to ask because our audience have already done justice to that.
just it. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So thank you so much for being here with us today. And
Thank
to
you.
our audience, yes. So to our audience, thank you so much for being here today. For the fact that you came early, thank you so much. From there, I will be thanking Clinton and Emmanuel for being here early, even before the session started. And for this, I would like you to drop your number. I would like to give you a token from Crowd. It's a data gift for being here up to this moment, staying tuned from the beginning. So
Aw,
I would so I will enjoy you to drop your number right now so that we can send the data to you. So drop your number on the chat. So while we send the data to you. So the data goes for Clinton and then Emmanuel. So thank you so much. So before we go for this week, yes, we have a few announcements for you. As we've said, it's a weekly seminar, and we want you to keep coming, and then we want to update you based on that. So for next week, we have an amazing event. This week, we're able to talk on artists, and then we talk about lawyers. We're able to, trash out some issues on legal issues based on artists, producers, and the managers. So for next week, we'll be talking about managing Africa artists in the digital age. So how do we manage African artists in the digital age and the global networking and the career growth? So as an African artist, how can you manage yourself in this digital age and being able to go globally and then grow your network, grow your career as well. And also, we'll be on the 21st of this month, that's next week, we'll be talking about emerging trends in the global music business content development. So this goes for the content creators, that is the content strategies, a content creator, a content strategist, someone coming into this line, a line of content. So this is for you as well. Or if you have anyone around you that you know this will be of a benefit to, kindly invite them for next week's session as well. We would love to have them and we would love to have you. So if you want to know more about Crowd, what Crowd does, what Crowd is into, I would like you to visit crowd.com. From here, you can get opportunities, you can get updates for our sessions, and then you can get to, you might have questions and might want to know more, relating to music, relating to you going globally. Crowd is the right option for you. And also, I would like to inform you that we have a WhatsApp channel that you can join to get your updates, to get opportunities as well. So you can get the WhatsApp updates while visiting the crowd.com. So for the WhatsApp updates, you can the link, yes. So the link to get to the WhatsApp will be on crowd.com. So I would like you to join from there. And also, I would like to appreciate our sponsor. Yes, so without them, we won't be able to be here. I keep saying that every time. They are the reasons why we are here. They are the one even making it possible for us to come weekly. So I would like to thank One App for being there for us at every point in time. And I've always said every time we come up that one app it's an app for transactions, online transactions. You want to make use of a transfer, you want to get a data and other things. It's from one app. So in order to know more about one app, you can always visit one app dot online to get to know more and get to know more information about them. Yeah, so as I've said, the link for the WhatsApp is being dropped on the comment section. So you can click on it and then join from there. So someone is asking, do we have, okay, so this goes to our speaker. Someone is asking that, can we have our speaker social media handle? So I didn't, so yes, so
Yeah, I
it
think
has
it's
been.
been dropped.
Yeah, so for anyone asking, this is our speaker's handle. So you can always check up on him. If you have any questions for him or you want to know more, yes, you can kindly visit him based on that. So thank you so much. So before we go to our winners for this week, please, I haven't seen your number yet. To Emmanuel, I don't want to pronounce your name wrongly, so that's why I'm only calling your name Emmanuel, and then to Clinton. So, so please kindly drop your number before we go. Or do you have any way or any means whereby we can reach out to you in case if you don't want to drop your number here on the platform or on the in the public? So let me put it that way. Do you have any means of we getting in touch with you? We getting your number? I don't know if they are still here. We still have a few minutes left before we go.
Same network is-
Okay, well, we still have some few minutes left. So before I go, like, so once again, I would love to thank our audience and I would love to thank our speaker for making himself available despite his busy schedule. Thank you so much, Mr. Luwagbemileke, for making time out for us, and to our amazing audience, to those that came early and to those that joined in between and to those that joined towards the end. Thank you for taking out time to be here with us today. And I hope to see you next week. And as I've always said, keep learning, keep growing, and keep implementing everything you are being taught or things you are taking time to learn. So keep implementing them as well. And like you said, build your portfolio, work on things. Don't just stay idle. Don't say, okay, because you are not chanced. There are things for you to do. There are so many opportunities. Make use of the little ones you have and then grow to become who you've always desired to be. So keep learning, keep growing, and implementing them. So till I come your way again, I'm your host, Abiola by name. Until I come your way again next week. Bye for now.